Hello, hello. Welcome to the Penguins Collective podcast. My name's Louie. Josh is not here tonight. We just drove back from Michigan. No, not just. Josh, he has a longer trip than I do from Michigan to Pittsburgh. It was about 4.5 hours. So we've been home for a little bit. Obviously, watched the game. Not great, but we're going to talk about it, right? We're going to talk about it because what kind of game was that? What kind of game was that? It was absolutely terrible. It's fine, though. We're going to get to your comments. We're going to talk about it as a fan base. But before we do, we have to do a little bit of housekeeping. The Pittsburgh Penguins Collective podcast. Oh, my goodness. I'm messing up my phone right now. Hold on. The Pittsburgh Penguins podcast. Is that what I just called ourselves? The Penguins Collective podcast is brought to you by Rogue Energy. Go to rogueenergy.com/thepenscollective. Use the promo code TPC10 for 10% off your entire purchase. Black Friday is among us. Make sure you go to rogueenergy.com/penscollective. Use promo code TPC10 for 10% off your entire purchase. They have some really good deals right now. Buy one, get one. You can add, I think there's a free shaker if you go over a certain amount. And you also get 10% off. So a lot of deals that you can get. Make sure you go to rogueenergy.com. Also, this episode is brought to you by Third Assist Hockey Company. You see those vintage gloves right back there. But they don't just make vintage gloves. They make wooden hockey sticks. Composite hockey sticks that look like wood hockey sticks. If you love pond hockey, they're your go-to. If you like playing beer league or pickup hockey, they have a bunch of equipment and stuff, novelty items, but also equipment that you can use for that too. So make sure you go to thirdassist.com and use promo code TPC15 for 15% off your purchase. Once again, that is TPC15 for 15% off your entire purchase. Now, the Pittsburgh Penguins needed their own equipment because it looks like they showed up without theirs. The Penguins absolutely sucked tonight. We're going to talk about it. Thank you for joining us. And this is the Penguins Collective Podcast.
It's Crosby. Crosby on Kunitz and shot. Penguins win it! Sees part for Crosby to the goal. He scores!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
And on fade, the shot. He scores! Here's Crosby with a burst of speed up the middle. Gets over and scores!
They're a collective.
Andy Kyoto is beating Ninamaki's brains in! What a show!
At Oilers Penguins Elks on YouTube. He nailed it. What an embarrassment. And that's 100% what this is. The Pittsburgh Penguins lose to the Toronto Maple Leafs 7-2. An absolutely atrocious game by the Pittsburgh Penguins after a beautiful comeback game yesterday against the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-3 in overtime. Listen, it's not good when a team who is trying to prove the league wrong, trying to prove the doubters and the haters wrong by playing like this on a back-to-back. You know, you have Jari who comes back from an injury, and yeah, he let some stinkers in yesterday, but he ultimately kind of stayed in it and helped the Penguins go in overtime with the not the biggest guy and the biggest names, but the guys who are in the locker room who make a difference, made a difference, like Dumba and Novak, who made some impact yesterday, getting the team to win in Columbus. And now you look and no one's really helping getting this team to where they need to be. What's up, Cheryl on TikTok? Hello. But it's pretty bad when the Pittsburgh Penguins have to respond like this. We've been talking about it. Josh and I have been preaching about it day in, day out. They need to be consistent. They need to play full 60 minutes. They didn't do that yesterday, and it's come back, and they didn't even play 20 minutes tonight. They had a lucky goal by Kindle on a power play in the beginning of the game. Great. And then it was, 5 unanswered goals until the Penguins, Sidney Crosby, got a goal. I mean, it wasn't a beautiful goal, but it was a goal nonetheless. Made it 2-5. They get 6. They get 7. We absolutely look terrible. The Penguins look terrible tonight. You can't respond that way. You absolutely cannot respond after a back-to-back, and this is how you play. Shilov's, the last time he played, eight days ago, absolutely got ripped to shreds. And I defended him. I said, hey, you know what? It's not his fault. There was bad defense. He's going to bounce back. He's going to have a bounce-back game. Don't worry. Don't count Shilov's out. And then he starts tonight, and I'm excited because obviously you know he's going to start because it's the back-to-back. You get excited for Shilovs to jump in and to kind of contribute and kind of take back that win, right? Toronto is struggling. This is a great win for him. It would be a great win for the Penguins. But unfortunately, Shilov's the bed. Okay? He absolutely did not play well. He needs to be better. I tell everyone who's on this podcast, I try to remain consistent. Whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, X, or TikTok, I try to be consistent. So I'm going to hold the same standards that I have for Tristan Jarry that I do for Artur Shilovs or Sergei Murashov, Yoel Blomqvist. Any goaltender that's in that crease, I try to hold them to the same standard. Shilovs did not look good tonight. What's up, Lamar, on TikTok? We have to have the same standard. And that was a crappy standard that Shilovs just presented. He came in and absolutely did not do his job. He needed to have this game for redemption. He needed to have this game to prove why he should be here. We have a log jam of goaltenders. I brought it up a while ago that I think this is going to come back and haunt us. Everyone said, no, it's a good thing. And now all of a sudden we're getting Tristan Jarry trade rumors. We're getting all this stuff happening in the past week. And I was like, oh, that's kind of what I was saying. It's kind of what I was referring to. We have a logjam. Artur Shilov should know this. He needs to be on top of his game. He needs to come in. He needs to produce. He needs to play well. No questions about it. Then he gets pulled after what, 4 goals? Jarry comes in, and then he has a pretty decent game. And then 5, 6, 7 goal, that was absolutely, listen, the game already was over at this point. And I think it was just, Jarry was just kind of being there. But I'm not going to blame Jarry for how the game was, the rest of the game, how it was played. Jarry did fine. He just played yesterday. It was a long game. I don't blame Tristan Jarry for any goal he let up because it wasn't his response. It was Shilov's and the defense. Bad defense, bad puck management. Couldn't get the puck out of our zone. We absolutely allowed them way too much space. Look how they scored every time. Odd man rushes left and right. No one is being held accountable. We've talked about it from day in, day out on this podcast. You got to play a full game. You can't just allow a team to come in and think that the last standard, the last time you played them, is going to translate. Because the last game we played wasn't good against them. So we need to come in and play. And we didn't. Defense was bad. Our special teams wasn't great. Even though they have been good, they haven't been good tonight. Crosby got a goal. That's all that matters to me. That's all I care about. Cool. Crosby point. He goes 15th all time in goals. That's something you could celebrate. Kindle taking batting practice out there in center ice, getting him a goal. And that's cool. That's awesome. I like to see the young kid produce. That's fine. That's fine. What's up, Jimmy, on TikTok? All I'm trying to say is that you can't come into this game and think, okay, hey, we're feeling good about Columbus. We could play. We could do this. We could do this. Absolutely terrible. Terrible game from the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of the Wild game. And that was what, 2 weeks ago? A week ago? A week ago. It was a week ago. I officially think we're on fraud alert. We're on fraud alert. We went into overtime against Columbus Blue Jackets yesterday. Now we get ripped apart by a struggling Toronto Maple Leaf team. Matthews all of a sudden looks good. And we did that. We allowed that to happen. We're officially on fraud alert. Now, Josh, if he was here, if he was on this podcast, once again, his drive is long. He is not going to be on the podcast tonight. I think he got home around like 6 o'clock, so you let him rest. It was a long drive for him. But there is no way we're not on fraud alert. Josh would calm me down, is what I was going to get at. Josh would calm me down. But unfortunately, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to look at this game and be like, oh, it's okay. Let's just turn the page. You know, we hear that all the time. We hear this all the time from Dan Muse, from Kyle Dubas, from anyone reporting the Penguins. Oh, we're just going to turn the page. That's it. We're going to turn the page. We're just going to move on from this, and we're going to learn from it, and we're going to go on to the next game. But we can't keep saying that with no production. This is where we absolutely hated Mike Sullivan, right? This is why all you guys make fun of the New York Rangers now. This is why you're so happy Sullivan is gone, is because we would say the same things, but nothing would translate on the ice. We're seeing that now. In real life. Live. Right in your face. But yet you come up with an excuse because what? It's his first year. It's a young group that we're trying to, get together on the ice. What excuse are you going to come up for this? I mentioned it in the beginning. I try to hold the same standard for Artur Shilovs that I have with Tristan Jarry. And I do the same accountability that I have with everyone. Or at least in their caliber. Like, for instance, a lot of you who watch the show know that I hold Evgeny Malkin. Oh, you switched to TikTok. Hello, NES. NES on TikTok. A lot of you know that I hold Malkin to a very high standard on this podcast. I hold him to a very high standard. But it's because he's in the same caliber of Sidney Crosby. And if Sidney Crosby's doing a great job playing hockey, leading this team, and he fails and he doesn't meet the standard, I'm going to call him out. But you don't like that because you give grace. I do that with Chris Letang. I call him out constantly because he claims, as much as the Penguins organization and all fans say, that he deserves to be a high standard of player. Well, he doesn't play like it. Same thing goes for coaching. I understand. This is Dan's first season. Dan Muse's first season. I get it. I'm not judging him, and I'm not condemning him yet. All I am saying is that I'm trying to hold the same standard. Dan Muse was upset a couple nights ago when he said we can't just come in and do the same thing. Well, I got news for you, Dan. We did it again. We laid an egg. We didn't do anything. We weren't motivated. We weren't out there. We weren't chasing the puck down. We weren't trying to win. We were trying to survive. Those are two different things. And we did it again. We did it again and again and again. We weren't playing well in the beginning of this Columbus game yesterday. We came back in the end, which is good. We got the overtime game. Good. Congratulations. But that shouldn't mean we played well just because we squeezed a win out of that game. We played horrible. There was no lesson learned. There was no interpretation from last game where we went into overtime, we played late, we played the last 20 minutes and it succeeded for us and it got us into overtime and we won. That should have been a lesson to us coming in tonight. Should have been a lesson. We coming into this game against the Toronto Maple Leafs, we should have understood the assignment. Play a period from start to finish. Manage the puck better. Protect the front of the net better. Don't take stupid penalties. We don't learn anything. We get crapped on like we did tonight, and we're just going to say, we'll turn the page. Well, I don't know about you, but this book is pretty big, and we're flipping through pages left and right. I don't like it. Something needs to change now, and I do not tell me it's because of Brageau and Raquel that's missing. Because I'm not going to put the fate of the season on Raquel and Brageau. I am not. I think that's absolutely ludicrous. This roster is good enough on its own. Lizotte had some opportunities tonight. Obviously, Kendall got on the board. Crosby always looks good. Malkin looked good tonight. He had some turnovers, but it's in pursuit of trying to do something that his line was very stagnant. He was trying to do something, and it just couldn't get done. Nothing was done. Nothing was done the right way. Everything was done sporadic and without thinking. It was absolutely terrible. The Penguins just looked chaotic. That doesn't look like a third in the Metropolitan team to me. That doesn't look like a team that's going to make the playoffs. That looks like a team that is striving to get a wild card spot. And that is where we're at right now. That is, listen, I think they're going to make the playoffs. I do. I stand by that prediction. Thanks for liking the live, NES. I appreciate you. I stand by my prediction. We're making the playoffs. But if you think we're clinching a spot in the Metropolitan, you're psychotic right now. You're psychotic. The Penguins are going to get a wild card spot. They're lucky if they get the second right now. We have a good team. But that's it exactly. We have a good team. We don't have a great team. We don't have second in Metropolitan. We don't have a clinching playoff team. We have a good team. How can we make it great? I don't know. I'm not the Pahogam. I'm not the general manager. I'm not the coach trying to make the best decisions on the ice. But I'll tell you, those decisions aren't being made regularly. They're not being made consistently. They're being made passively. Well, if we run into an issue, we'll deal with it. That doesn't sound like a team that wants to make a push for the playoffs. That doesn't sound like a team that wants to win. What is the Shoresy quote? They don't love to they don't hate to lose. Right? They don't hate to lose. They love to win, but they don't hate to lose. And it shows. It shows. The Pittsburgh Penguins just... They're a team that's just passive. They're passive. When they ride the highs, they ride the highs. When they're hitting the lows, they hit the lows. And you're not a playoff team if you're going high and low every other game. It's not sustainable. That was the question that everyone asked a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Man, the Penguins were succeeding in October, early November. They were the team. They were the guys right before our Sweden trip. This is the team. This is the guys. And they asked, is it sustainable? And we were like, well, we got to find out. Well, it's not looking that way. It's not looking sustainable. The Penguins are losing, and they're losing bad. It's not like we lost in the last minute. It's not like we battled and we lost. We weren't even there. We didn't even show up. In the beginning of the game when they were getting these goals, I'm pretty sure I heard a "Go Leafs Go" chant in PPG. What are we doing? What are we doing as a team? We have to start figuring it out, because I guarantee you, in 2 days, it's going to be December 1st. This is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call for Pittsburgh. It's December. This is where you establish what kind of team you are. December and January, you decide what kind of team you are, and you chase after it. And you try to go as much as you can. You take what you have and you go for it, and you battle. Day in and day out, you battle. And now the Penguins are in this valley part of the season, and they can't seem to get out of it. They have to figure it out. They have to. Because I'm telling you right now, if we keep playing like this through December, because we have a lot of back-to-backs in December. Let me show you. Let's look at the schedule together real quick. So, we just wrapped up November with back-to-backs. Okay? Are you ready? Our first back-to-back is December 13th into the 14th. Home and home. And just letting you know, for December, besides the first week of December, it goes to every other week, every other day. There's a game. Okay? So let's look really quick, rapid fire, follow along. December 1st, Monday, we have a day off after our back-to-back in Philadelphia. Then we travel to Florida, play Tampa Bay on Thursday. And on Sunday, we play Dallas, in Dallas. And then we have a little home streak. Ducks, Canadians on Thursday. Saturday, Sharks. Sunday, Mammoth. Tuesday, Oilers. Thursday, Senators. Saturday, Canadians. Sunday, Canadians. Tuesday, Maple Leafs. Then Christmas break. We're off 4 days. Sunday, Blackhawks. And then Tuesday, December 30th, Carolina Hurricanes. That's a lot of hockey games, ladies and gentlemen, in December. We need to figure out what kind of hockey team we are. That is our job in December. We need to figure out, are we a playoff team or are we striving to get a wild card team? And we got to figure it out and figure it out fast and then play accordingly. Because if we're going to strive to be this team that's teetering on a wild card spot, play around, be experimental on the roster, get creative with the defensemen, get creative with the goaltending. Now, all signs are pointing that we're not going to do that. That we want to have a solidified starter. We want to have a solidified backup. We want to have a solidified defense. We want to have a solidified bottom six. We want to have a solidified top six. If that's the case, and all signs are pointing towards that, play like it. Play like you know what you're doing. Play like you want to be a third team in the Metropolitan. Play like you're a team that is destined to be in the playoffs. Don't play like a team who has never seen the playoffs before. That's not this leadership. It's never been this leadership. This leadership knows how to win a hockey game. In fact, they're the only ones really competing game in and game out. Besides the Minnesota Wild game. No one competed in that game. We need to figure out. We have a lot of games in December. Let's try to get a groove going. Let's try to dig deep. And let's try to figure out what team we are. These guys are professional hockey players. Get paid millions of dollars to come to work and slap around a rubber puck. So I don't want to hear excuses saying it was a back-to-back and they were in Columbus last night and they had to come home and that's their job. What do you think about AHL players grinding, making $750,000 a year? Still a lot, but they're grinding, making that kind of paycheck, playing 3 games in 3 days, and then expected to get called up to Pittsburgh and produce. And if they don't produce, you got fans on Twitter, you got fans on every platform saying, oh, well, we need to get rid of them. What? What are you talking about? You get threats of people getting traded away like Owen Pickering because he didn't produce in his 2 games that he played in Pittsburgh. So this is why I get so frustrated with the fan base, because they'll say, oh, it's a back-to-back. Oh, it was Columbus. We went into overtime. It just wasn't good. We're back home. It was a back-to-back. It's like we have back-to-back games for the rest of the season, for the rest of the year. So when is enough enough? You got to stop making excuses. These are professional athletes. They go into work the same way I go into work. And my boss expects me to do the same job I do the day before and the day coming after. He doesn't expect a dip in my work. He expects me to do the same thing consistently. And I guarantee you, I'm not making $750,000 a year. They are professional athletes. Do not tell me that, oh man, back-to-back games must be rough, pal. Must be rough, sport. Go get them next time. This isn't Little League. They aren't doing it for a participation trophy. They're getting paid millions of dollars. Funded by things like tickets that you buy. Don't forget that. Don't forget about how sports economics work. You're not physically paying their paychecks, but the tickets you buy, the stuff that you buy, everything gets funneled through a system that lands in their pockets one way or another. Lands in their pockets. So I have every right to say what I'm saying right now. These are paid professional athletes. They need to go in and play consistently. Now, I know there's going to be dips, and I'm okay with dips as long as there's a response. The Penguins have no responses. They did not respond yesterday, right? They did respond yesterday. They didn't take their lesson and respond today. They are paid athletes. They need to respond. It's a good roster. We have talented players on this team. They need to be better. They need to be better. Shane on YouTube putting this on the goalies tonight. 4 on 9 for Shilovs. And when it seems like it seems like the Pens might rally. Okay, I see. I'm sorry. So after Shilovs, there's a period. And when it seems like the Pens might rally, like meaning coming back, 2 in 5 for Jari. Now, I know, yeah, when you put it like that, and it paints a picture of the goalies just downright sucked. But it doesn't also paint the bad puck management in our own zone. It doesn't paint the bad defense in front of them. Now, granted, Shilovs looked terrible tonight. I'm not saying they look good and it wasn't their fault. They had a part to play. I think Shilovs looked bad tonight, and he needed to respond. He didn't. Especially the stinker of the game he put 8 days ago. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, Shilovs didn't look good. Jari, on the other hand, you know, you're not expecting to go in on a back-to-back. And not only that, bad puck management in front of him. So he did make some key saves, you know, but then it was just kind of nightmare after that. So once again, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, it's definitely the goalies. That's the reason why we lost. I think there was so many variables in tonight's loss. It reminds me of the Wild game. Just we got goals in this game. That's kind of what it's like, you know. Oh, thanks for getting us at 2,000 likes on TikTok. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't solely put this on the goalies tonight. I think there was defense, puck management, you know, missed opportunities. I'm not going to put it on Lizotte because Lizotte's not one to be like, oh, you should have put that in there, man. He had a breakaway, didn't go in. But hindsight's 20/20. You know, if we lost 3-2 and Lizotte still had that chance, no one's blaming him. So I'm not blaming anyone specifically. I'm just saying the team needs to be better. Everyone needs to be better on that. But all right. NES commented, glad that's over, and I agree. Not my rant, the game. But I'm glad my rant is over too. I think we need to acknowledge what we acknowledged. We talked about it. I didn't get really mad. Actually, I didn't get mad. I'm just explaining my thoughts. We need to be better. We need to respond better. We're professional athletes. Time to decide what team we are. That's all. I don't think that's mad. I don't think we're yelling. I think, you know, we just need to be smarter with the puck. We need to be smarter with our decisions. And we need to be smarter going forward. That's all. Tonight sucked. Acknowledge it. Most importantly, learn from this loss. Do not play on Monday, okay? And not show up the first period. That will make me so mad. You need to learn your lesson. You need to dig in deep and play better. That's what we need to do on Monday. And that's exactly what we will do on Monday against the Philadelphia Flyers in Philadelphia. It's going to be listen, I think that's going to be a real good game. I think it's going to be a combination of physicality and goal scoring. The Penguins are frustrated with themselves. Flyers, I've always just been the Flyers. I think that's a good combination for some rivalries to be ignited once again. We kind of got it the last time we played the Flyers. I think we're going to get even more of that. So I'm excited for Monday, 7 o'clock against the Philadelphia Flyers. We'll go live right after. Also, we have an episode coming out on Tuesday talking about maybe the struggles of the Pittsburgh Penguins and how they could turn it around. Then on Friday, we resume our What If series. So stay tuned. Wherever you find your favorite podcasts, wherever you watch your favorite videos on YouTube, it's at Pens Collective. We have Tuesday and Friday upload schedule, and then we go live after every single Penguins game on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. So make sure you join us. Make sure you comment, engage. That's the whole point of this platform, the whole point of this channel. We are not analysts. Josh and I are not analysts. We are just fans. We are fans. We acknowledge that. We get things wrong. We acknowledge that we get things wrong, secondly. And we just speak from the heart. That's why we like to do game right after the game. We're frustrated. Move on to the next game. Shane goes, want to turn it quick, about 13 mil in cap space. I agree with you. I don't know if you caught my... Oh, here, I'll throw up your comment. Want to turn it quick, about 13 mil in cap space. Listen, I don't know if you heard me throughout this episode, but I was talking about this. What kind of team do you want to be? A playoff team? Do you think this team is a playoff team? And this is a question for Dubas and Muse. Is this team ready for the playoffs? If so, why wait till the deadline? Why wait for teams that are desperate? If you know what you want, go get it. Let them have time to gel. December is a busy month. Get them in here, learn the system, and go make a push for the playoffs. I would love to see it. This team is good. This team can compete. But we can add someone that can make the team even better. That's a good point, Shane. But once again, we have an upload schedule Tuesday, Friday. What If series is on Friday. Our normal episode is on Tuesday. We go live after every single game on all your favorite platforms at Pens Collective. Don't forget, this episode was brought to you by Rogue Energy. So make sure you go to rogueenergy.com/Pens Collective and use promo code TPC10 for 10% off your purchase. Or go to thirdassist.com and use promo code TPC15 for 15% off your purchase. Thank you guys so much for enduring my rant. I appreciate it. Kays, hello on TikTok. Tell Abby I said hello. Will do. I know she hasn't streamed in a hot second. I believe she is streaming on Monday. But maybe if I convince her, maybe she streams tomorrow. So, maybe. But I will definitely tell her you said hello. Thank you guys for joining us and during that rant. I think it was a good episode. I think I kept my cool. I think it was a very good expression of how I feel. And if you feel a certain way, you can start our conversation in our Discord. You can go to Discord/The Penguins Collective. Link is in our bio. We have about 40 people on that Discord where we go live, not in a video format, but we chat live during the game. We have live reactions. We talk about it. So if you want to join a conversation, if you have a question for us, join our Discord. We love to talk to you. We love to debate with you. Make sure you join our Discord. Link is in the bio. Or follow us or tweet at us or message us on Facebook or TikTok, whatever. We will respond. Thank you guys for watching this episode. We'll see you on Monday after the Flyers game. And as always, let's go, Pens.
Penguins!